the piece of paper from my daughters.
These are my notes. I took notes.
These are my daughter's notes.
Nope.
Okay.
This is my other note.
We're just going to open how we normally open without the intro music.
Tyler, hit me with the intro music.
Hit me with the intro music.
There you go.
Give it a second. Welcome to Beard and a Half Movie Reviews. I'm Garrett.
And I'm Tyler.
And today, you can see us.
Well, hold on, let's just clarify. I'm going to put my hands down.
You can see us.
If you're on YouTube,
you can see us.
You can see us. And if you're listening to this on whatever else you're listening to podcasts on,
you can't see us.
Go to YouTube.
Yeah, stop what you're doing. Go to YouTube.
Literally stop whatever you're doing. If you're driving,
just
crash into the nearest ditch.
Yep.
And just pull up in YouTube.
Pull up a YouTube and then call 911.
And then have them watch as well.
That's true.
That's it.
It's more people.
That's it.
No, but seriously, yeah, if you're listening, cool. Go ahead, listen all the way through, and then go back and then watch it on YouTube twice. 2 times.
2 times.
See it.
I don't know if that's...
My side keeps itching.
Why are you itching your side?
Everybody can see me itching my sides.
I'll itch my neck while you're at it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Get it out. Okay.
This week, what movie did we choose?
Nobody.
You
literally have it pulled up.
Shh, they can't see that. We chose the movie Nobody. For what reason? We just wanted to. We paid $20 for it.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I'm just...
Why not?
Here's the thing. I wanted to watch the movie, like, super bad.
I wanted to watch this, too, because a lot of people were talking about it.
But, it came out in, what, December? Like...
This year, definitely.
I'm pretty sure it came out, it launched in December.
March.
No, March.
Even sooner, actually.
Way off. But, 3 months ago, and gosh, what can we say about this movie?
It was a really good movie.
It was a really good
movie. For me, I'm a big fan of action movies. So, when I heard about this movie, because it's got Rob Odenkirk. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Rob Odenkirk.
Rob Odenkirk.
Great guy.
Okay.
Good guy.
But when I heard what the movie was about and that he was in it as the main character...
You were skeptical.
I was very skeptical and very put off by it. And
Have you never watched Breaking Bad?
If you wouldn't... I haven't. I'm the only person in the world that hasn't. If you wouldn't have convinced me to watch it, I probably never would have seen this movie.
And I made you pay for
it. Even after so many people that told me, like,
woo,
watch this movie, it's amazing, watch this movie. If you like action movies, you'll like this. And I was like, yeah,
you'll definitely love this.
Rob Odenkirk. And I couldn't see him being action at all. But, heavily surprised by...
Oh, just keep going. Keep going. I'm just...
Heavily surprised by somebody like him who's really had... zero background in like any sort of action movies or anything to then be in this movie and actually play such a great character and really just pull it off. Like, he's the last person you would think to play a character like this. And this is what it reminded me of, like John Wick.
Yeah, I was looking at if you've watched this movie, you might like this movie.
Oh, yeah.
John Wick was, the third on the list.
It kind of reminded me of that, minus, the dog and the...
There's a mention of a cat, but...
There's a lot of stuff. There's a kitty.
Not really a cat. Also, just a fair warning right now.
It's a kitty, not a cat.
It's a kitty cat. How about that?
Meow, 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 meow,
meow, meow. If you're watching this right now, just or listening, because we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone here. There's definitely going to be some spoilers.
Obviously.
So, yeah.
This is not a spoiler-free review.
But Garrett forgot my birthday. So, his birthday's next week on, what is it, the 17th?
I didn't forget your birthday.
Yeah,
I just didn't get you anything.
Yeah. So, I'm horrible at wrapping gifts.
Oh.
Yeah.
No way.
The Target gift bag, right? Yeah, see?
From my wife's favorite store. She's going to be so jealous.
It's Target.
So now I'm even more upset because I didn't do anything. And then you got me the #1 dad shirts.
No.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, for those of you that don't know, I've been watching Baywatch.
I also been
I've been heavily watching Baywatch, and I know what you're thinking. Somebody at my age watching Baywatch, what's wrong with you?
First of all,
amazing.
Nothing is wrong.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no, I was at the store. Obviously, I was getting...
Dad.
Because I always go to Target to get my NASA t-shirts.
Uh-huh.
And I texted you, and I was like, hey, what are you doing? He was like, oh, just watching Baywatch. And I was like, oh, me too.
You said you were watching Baywatch the other day. Now I get it.
Complete lie. I was at Target just to make sure he actually liked watching Baywatch. There you go.
Mitch Buchanan for life.
I thought it was funny. Anyways, moving on. Next segment.
I appreciate that.
Oh, I got you, man. Why are you clapping?
Because now they can see me clapping.
There you go. Let's. I'm gonna go first because you always beat me to the likes.
Yeah.
So,
usually you have me go first because I usually point out the
I got
same
this.
thing we both like, but you go right on ahead this time.
I'm going off my likes. So the first thing that I liked was the entire bus fight scene.
The bus fight scene was really good. The way it was choreographed too.
So that was like the first time we actually got to see him fight.
Yeah.
And like I was like, what is he gonna do? He has a gun. Oh, he's just gonna shoot them all.
No.
Nope.
That would have been way less cool.
And so that entire bus scene, and it's
Yeah.
most of my likes are just the action scenes.
I liked it because it wasn't anything like too crazy. Like it wasn't like he did like a bicycle kick off somebody's face. The way it was choreographed was very realistic for him, and it wasn't like one of those fight scenes where he beats up everybody and nobody gets a punch in on him. He got the shit beat out of him too.
Yeah.
And he beat the shit out of them as well.
Just so everybody that's either listening or watching, we have a very bad habit. Well, we don't have a bad habit. We avoid talking about the movie at all costs to each other after we watched it.
Before we do the podcast.
Before we do the podcast, like we might text each other and be like, "Oh man, I am." Like,
I'm ready for this.
There is no there's nothing.
You can't say anything about it, obviously.
And it was very upsetting because I'm not going to throw Raina under the bus because she just ran in the room to watch the bus fight scene.
It's my daughter.
But there's a part where he stabbed a dude with a knife in the leg and then kicked said knife all the way through the guy's leg. And Raina came out and unfortunately watched that, didn't you?
What are you doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move to our sponsored part of today's episode.
My daughter.
Raina. You're just going for the full bite.
I don't have the tool. You want me to take those off too?
Wait, so you're telling me there's a tool for Legos?
Legos have advanced.
I haven't played with Legos.
Hey, wait, where are you going? Come here.
I haven't played with Legos since
Here you go.
I had those 20-gallon bins of Legos.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Yeah, that's the last time I played with them.
There you go. Hold out your hand. There you go. Okay. Love you.
She watched the knife scene, and
I didn't know it was gonna get that graphic that quick. I thought he was just gonna beat the shit out of him because he emptied out the bullets,
and then
I thought it's okay. He's just gonna punch him, and then knives got brought out.
And I was just like, oh, she is not gonna stay for this. She didn't stay for Keanu for the cat, right? I don't.
No, she did not. She in the very opening scene of Keanu, whenever they're killing all the people, and then the cat comes. She thought they were gonna kill the cat, but yeah, regardless,
and she was just gone.
No,
she does not stay for most of the movies.
If there's any sort of somebody getting hurt, she's out.
She stayed for most of the Batman versus Superman, though. An incredibly long.
There wasn't any gruesome,
No.
things that happened for that.
No, you're not wrong. Okay, moving on. Sorry, we get distracted. Obviously, the scene where they broke into his house, came to his home.
Yeah.
And the
second time, right? Not the robbing, but you're talking about...
Not the robbing.
The Russian dude showed up.
Not the robbing.
Okay.
No. But the second time when all of the mobsters showed up and he just kind of went ape shit on them. I literally, no, I don't think I wrote the word ape shit. I wrote the scene when they broke into the house and he just got, and they just got fucking destroyed by him.
Yeah.
That's, I mean.
Very accurate, yeah. That whole thing, too, it was, like I said, it wasn't anything too unbelievable that happened with any of the action.
I think the only unbelievable part of that scene was the fact that they left the kettle on.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
There was one part, okay, so, well, I'll let you go through yours, but...
I was going to say, the only other things that I have was, I put it in my likes, but it's not, it was really for my notes. It's like an R-rated version of Home Alone. Because if you notice during the movie, the first time, you know, he was kind of prepped for him. And then the second time when they dragged him to the warehouse, he kind of had booby traps everywhere and everything like that. Yeah. It was literally an R-rated version.
It was like Home Alone if, you know, the kid would have tracked down the robber's parents and murdered them and the rest of the family and everything like that.
And everything, yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah. Very brutally murdered them at that.
With a tea kettle.
With the tea kettle, yeah.
I like how he, the Russian guy at the end, how he riot shield C4'd him.
that was really cool. His, like you said, whenever we were watching it, he became Two-Face.
Yeah,
because he was fucked
That guy got so crispy on the side. Oh,
yeah, he was fucked up.
It was not good. What about you? What did you like about the movie?
So, in the I'll start it from the beginning. Whenever he was, I know you can literally see my notes right now. Stop looking at him. Regardless, in the very beginning, whenever they did break into his house, and it was just the two people, and everything like that, and they wanted his cash and everything else, and he's like, "That's all I got," and they're like, "That's all you got?" And he's like, "Yeah, I use a debit card," which I was like, "Yeah." In today's day and age, I feel like if you did break into a house, you're really not going to get much cash.
In
the
movie, like
not that many people walk around with cash as much as they used to.
I'm trying to look for a prop, but they had like a bowl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop messing with stuff. They had just like a little bowl that they threw like change and but like I'm looking around here, like you don't.
I don't have something.
You don't have anything like that.
I don't have a bowl that I just throw my cash in. It's in my wallet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, like I've got $1. It's crumpled up. Like I'm not gonna steam it and put it in my wallet or uncrinkle it. I'm just gonna throw it in like a change jar or something.
Yeah, I don't have a change jar.
You don't have a change jar?
Nope.
Well, my point is mute. That's why we all have debit cards.
It's exactly why. Between everybody having debit and credit cards nowadays, it's just it was just very like, okay, that makes sense. And it's different than today's day and age. I love how right after that too, though, when the house got broken into and he didn't do anything about it and the cops showed up, I laughed because
they were kind of mocking him.
Well, they were kind of mocking him, but not only that, they sent one squad car. That was it. In my neighborhood, if you got broken into and were held at gunpoint, the whole police force is showing up. Firefighters, ambulances, especially if your son got punched in the face. They're sending everybody. But then in his neighborhood, apparently it happened so much that they just sent like one squad car. That was all they could do.
I was going to say, at my in my neighborhood, if I can hear gunshots in my neighborhood, like it's not good. But like... what was it? If somebody broke it,
just
like
cars backfiring, no big deal.
If somebody broke into like 6 different people's cars, they didn't even send cops. They sent like the security guard. Like they don't send anybody.
They sent the Walmart security guards.
There was a domestic dispute like a couple of weeks ago. Nothing. Not even a cop showed up. We just had to listen to a screaming match for like 2.5, 3 hours.
Hey man,
it's good. It was outside in like the middle of the parking lot.
You need to move.
What?
You need to move.
What do you mean?
No, like your house.
Oh, I thought you were like, am I in your way?
Gunshots and everything like that. Right. But no, it's fine. Let me just move my chair.
Yeah, I was like, do you want me to move? Or
you're actually to move.
No. I completely agree. I mean, rent is cheap though, so
yeah. Well, this is like why it's cheap.
I'm just saying, like Spider-Man, lived in a horrible little apartment after he moved out with Aunt May. So I mean, like, I'm gonna go out and fight crime.
I was gonna say that was the only redeeming factor was he fought crime, but other than that, he was late on all his bills. He had a horrible boss. He hated his job.
Keep going. I'm on the right track. 4 out of 5 or 4 out of.
But he saved the world, so it canceled everything else out.
I got 3 out of the 5, so we'll just come back to that one.
Regardless, what else was there?
Can we just? I'm looking through my notes.
So those are my daughter's notes. The bus fight.
Yeah.
I don't know. So you watched Barry?
Oh God.
Okay. So
oh, hi Barry.
Did you remember in Barry the guy with the nunchucks?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you notice that he was one of the guys on the bus?
No.
Yeah, straight up was. His name's Daniel Bernhardt. I don't know if you've ever seen.
Can you?
I'll pull up a picture of him for you real quick.
Keep going while you're talking.
But I am a big fan of Jean-Claude Van Damme, of course, and I have no idea how to spell his last name actually.
Well, there's Daniel Radcliffe.
It's not Daniel Radcliffe.
It's close enough.
I wrote it down. Oops. But it wasn't right. Aha! There he is. Yeah, he was on Barry. This guy. You don't remember him?
No.
Okay, well, he was on Barry.
It's been. When's the last time you watched Barry? I thought you didn't.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought.
But I knew he was in that show
because I watched.
Anyways, regardless, he is a big JCVD fan. They had the original Bloodsport. Everybody's seen it with the Kumite.
Have not seen it.
Well,
you haven't seen Barry, so that cancels that out.
It's different. That's a TV show. This is a movie, and one of the greatest movies of all time, in my opinion. But regardless,
Twilight New Moon was. Just...
They had Bloodsport, and then they had Bloodsport 2, and Daniel Bernhardt actually played Jean-Claude Van Damme's character in the second one.
I mean, when you pulled up the picture of him, he looks like.
Yeah, so he's a stuntman turned actor.
Minus like the facial hair, in it, but I mean,
if you looked, he's a lot taller. But if you looked at the picture of him, they look pretty.
No. I mean, like
certain views. But regardless, yeah. So he was one of the dudes in the bus fights, which I immediately was like, oh yeah, there's him. Seen that guy. And then another dude was, and I never know how to pronounce his name. You're not gonna know who it is. No.
Oh.
His name's Elaine Moosey. Moosey.
Is that the guy with the... Oh, yeah. Pull up a picture, man.
Mousy.
Is that the Russian mobster guy?
Mousy. No, he was just another dude that was on the one the bus. Yeah, he was the one that got, I think, stabbed in the arm or something like that.
That's the guy that got the emergency tracheotomy on a bus with a straw.
No. That was another guy. This was
that was pretty dope, though, right?
That was pretty dope. But regardless, no, he was actually also a stuntman turned actor. He was in whenever they remade Kickboxer, which was also Jean-Claude Van Damme movie that they remade. He was in that too.
Do they just have Russian stunt doubles
He's not Russian.
Okay.
At all.
We'll.
He's
Canadian.
Canadian.
No, just kidding.
He's Canadian. Anyways, I think he's Canadian. He's something. Regardless, for me though, I saw those two guys and I was like, oh, I know them. That's so crazy. It was cool for me.
There was only the 3 guys in that movie that I really knew, and one of them I can't even tell you his name because I knew Christopher Lloyd, I know Robin Odenkirk,
Christopher Lloyd, yeah.
And then there was that bald guy that got sent those sex pictures, you know.
Oh yeah, he's in a lot of stuff, but he's just kind of like a.
He's just kind of there.
I remember him in How I Met Your Mother. Everybody thought he was Moby.
He was,
and they let him in the limousine, and then at the very end, he wasn't Moby. And he pulled out a gun. I can't remember what it was. Regardless,
say, he was also in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. He was in.
He's in a lot of stuff. He was in Community too.
Yeah, that's
and
also.
And he played the Doppeldinger.
Doppeldinger. The Doppeldinger.
Diener, that's what it was. Doppeldinger. He always made puns with his name.
God.
Anyways, yeah. No, it was him. And then RZA, which was his brother, who had the sweet collateral fucking sniper shot.
He hit a fucking triple on those guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't.
You have no idea who that is, dude.
I haven't. I know who he is, but I have not seen him in a lot of movies.
He's. I guess he's.
Man with the Iron Fist.
Have you ever seen that movie?
No, I definitely have.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
But how do I not know him?
He's a rapper, is mainly what he's known for. He was in, I think, Wu-Tang Clan, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang. I don't.
Ain't nothing to fuck with.
I'm actually just throwing. I'm just crossing.
No gang signs, please. Yeah, I'm not a big.
I don't. This
rap.
isn't a gang sign. It's a bird, actually.
Dude, but no, he's a big martial arts fan.
Repo Man.
So yeah, he was also in that, and I just remember him really, the Man with the Iron Fist. And then I think he was in G.I. Joe. One of the G.I. Joes. He was like,
I didn't watch any of
He's like
those.
Snake Eyes Blind Grandmaster. It's kind of weird.
Anyways,
Regardless, he was in it too. But yeah, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, I was gonna go back to the bus fight scene. Besides the stuntman, fight choreography was awesome in my opinion. I absolutely loved it.
Just all of the fight choreography in this movie was just
all the fighting, all the action was very believable. Like I said, it wasn't too over the top and everything like that. Even at the end, whenever he's in the warehouse and I love how he bought the warehouse too, pretty much just to murder people in it.
Well, I mean, you can't fight at home anymore. He burned that place down.
I feel like you could have just been like, hey, can I borrow this for the night? Here's all this gold.
Just don't even question it.
It'll fix the repairs for what's about to come.
I don't think so. You would pretty much have to rebuild at that point.
Yeah, but I mean, he gave him enough gold to buy the company, so surely he gave him enough to, repair the place at least. Or at least rebuild.
You know what?
Regardless, because in the end, it seemed like he moved away, so it was like, why'd you buy it if you're just going to move away?
Yeah, I was a little confused by that. But at the same time, I didn't even question it. I was like...
Yeah, anyways. Even in the whole warehouse scene, though, and murdering all those people, it wasn't anything too crazy, honestly. Like, yeah, he said a lot of booby traps, but all the booby traps seemed to make a decent amount of sense, you know?
We both agreed, because we had that look whenever it happened. Mm-hmm. But the grenade and the compressor, just perfect.
The grenade and the compressor.
When he squished the grenade down.
Oh, yeah, in the press. Yeah, that was intense.
I don't know why I called it a compressor.
I don't know if it would...
Oh, it definitely would.
It would, do you think?
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know.
It's already compacted enough. Once you pull the pin and it ignites, I mean, you're already good to go. So compacting it even more is going to just... Or the all of the, like, bullet shells, or the shotgun shells that he put, like, in the door.
Yeah.
Or in all
with
the
mouse traps and everything. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was... I enjoyed that.
That was cool. I didn't know they were shotgun shells, but now that you say that, actually, I think they did.
Yeah,
they were definitely, yeah.
Also, like, at the very beginning of the movie, after they got their house broken into, and he put the gun in the fridge, how long do you think that gun was in the or the freezer?
The freezer, yeah.
How long do you think that was in there?
2 days.
You think? Because I feel like if I grabbed a gun out of the freezer after 2 days, it'd be a little too cold.
Because he got the pistol the night after, and then that night he went, and then he was like, oh, shit, you got a kid.
Yeah.
And then he felt bad, and he went and punched a brick wall a couple times, which was serious. And then the bus fight. But then, I think it was like the next day after that. So, yeah, maybe 2 days. I'm not super knowledgeable with firearms.
Same.
Never have been. I've shot quite a few different kinds and sizes, but I don't really know it.
I shot a pistol once. But,
a hell of a lot. I've shot a few, yeah. But regardless, what I'm trying to get to is, I don't know if it would still be able to shoot. You don't think maybe it'd get frozen?
I don't know. If it were,
it's a movie. We understand that, but
have you ever watched FPS Russia?
Oh yeah.
FPS
Russia. Yeah.
You know how he would just put like guns submerged, like AKs submerged in water, and then just take them out,
test
and just
them.
fire.
Yeah.
I feel like being frozen would just be one of the least issues of it. So I feel like
maybe
it would work.
Do you know he went to prison?
Yeah, I did because I haven't seen a video of his in 70 years.
It's longer than that, but yeah, I mean he's out now. I think he lives in Canada. I think he moved, but he went to prison for like
armed robbery.
No, I think it was just dealing marijuana or something like that. Yeah.
Really?
Something very minimal. Yeah, because he's on a.
Figured it would have been the gun explosion.
He has a YouTube like talk show kind of thing. I don't want to say it's a podcast. I'd look at it more of as a talk show, and he kind of talked about it. But yeah, basically he had marijuana in his house, from my understanding. I can't remember the whole story. Had marijuana in his house. Something happened. Cops came. They busted him for like selling and everything like that because he had like a decent quantity and everything like that.
Intent to distribute.
But he was just smoking weed, whatever. But regardless, yeah. So and then they took all of his guns. Which was a lot. And yeah, I guess I don't think he's allowed to have guns now. Or whatever.
I would assume not while on probation.
Yeah, not actually Russian.
That's the most upsetting part.
I don't
about
think he's
that.
Russian at all, actually.
Maybe Italian, but definitely not Russian.
What was something else that I liked? Oh, whenever whenever he sent all the Russians to his house, and he tells everybody to get in the basement, like their safe room kind of thing. I love how whenever they pull up and he's looking at them through the blinds and everything, all three of the cars turned off the headlights exact same time. That was just notable to me. I was like, the exact same time?
Is this going to be... I'm glad we're face to face, because is this your pet peeve? Is this the pet peeve?
No, I have a better one. I have a better one.
Okay, that's the very last thing that I want to hear.
No. So what else was there? So at the very end when he's sitting in the Challenger or whatever, and he's sitting there with his fingers crossed and everything, I couldn't tell if he was like, don't chase me. No, he was definitely like, fucking chase me.
He was like, please,
I want to murder all of you.
Chase me.
And that cracked me up, him just sitting there looking at his rearview mirror, just like praying that they would chase him and everything like that. Because he was smiling. He was having a good time.
I was whenever it showed like his scene of him just destroying the mob's like empire that he built, then just it's just flashes
It's like
of
slow-mo,
of him,
montage of
and
just
then you
murdering
cut to the
everybody.
Russian guy singing and him looking at the crowd, and then you just see him in the crowd eating a steak.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, the balls that this guy has.
Yeah, it was definitely the most badass
and then
move ever.
he just plays like that Joker thing, like he has like a C4 and he's like God, that got me. I was like, this
It's a Claymore mine.
Yeah, it was a Claymore, but I mean, like the balls on that guy.
Yeah, no, he definitely did not give a fuck. He had a plan.
He did have a plan, but like, I feel like I would have just like let him walk outside and then just like a little Odenkirk explosion of blood. Done.
Yeah,
Movie
when
over.
he was leaving that place, I highly anticipated that they were just going to shoot him in the back or something like that, because you'd think they would, but
Yeah.
he was contemplating if he really wanted to try to murder this guy or not. This nobody.
This nobody.
Exactly. The last thing I liked, obviously the whole warehouse scene and everything like that.
Too good.
Yeah, no, it was too good. But Christopher Lloyd throughout that whole thing was cracking me up.
I just wanted to make sure.
I didn't know he was even in this movie. I did not know I knew that the Rob Odenkirk, I have to look at it every time or else I'm not going to be able to pronounce his last name right. I knew he was in it, and that was it. I didn't know RZA was in it. I didn't know Christopher Lloyd was in it, but he was just strapped.
Yeah, he
with
had
just
like,
shotguns only.
at least 4 shotguns.
At least, yeah.
And I was just so impressed by that.
That's all he had, just shotguns everywhere.
You figure a man with that much, like he had, like I said, 4 shotguns. You'd think he would carry more ammo than just maybe like...
No, he just switched guns.
30 rounds. But it's not like a pump action.
Some of them were.
One of them was,
Yeah, some of them were.
Yeah, no,
but
you're
most
right.
of them, the 2 shots. But it's also a movie, where you got like a double barrel shotgun that you can shoot 29 times and never have to reload.
That is...
Until, it matters and there's one guy left and then you're like, shut up.
Which is exactly what happened in this movie.
Exactly what happened,
but I mean,
which was kind of... Yeah.
Anyway, continue with your Christopher Lloyd, because...
That's pretty much it. I just thought he
no.
was hilarious because he was not the, once again, kind of character that I would see in this movie, and I guess he's like an ex-FBI agent and everything like that, an ultimate badass.
So the funniest thing about that, which Garrett has failed to mention, or might have, I'm just cutting him off, was it was really funny because they were tracking down Rob Odenkirk's character, and they found his dad, and while a group of Russian mobsters was going after Odenkirk's character, they sent 2 guys to go and take care of his dad, which was played by Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
And they show up, he's at a retirement home, and he warned his dad. And they show up, and then he just opens his eyes and just pumps shotguns a dude straight in the chest.
Well, it's cool, too, because the first guy went to shoot him, and he put his pinky between the triggers so it wouldn't shoot, which I thought was hilarious.
And then he just blew that guy's fucking hand off.
Well, I saw a video the other day, and I think it was on, Instagram or YouTube, I can't remember. It was a guy showing, this is what you do in self-defense if somebody has a gun to your chest. And that's what he was trying to show, was like, and then he's like, you just put your hand between the pin, the firing pin, so it just go off. Do you really think you could do that in enough time? I don't think so.
I genuinely...
I think gun to your chest, by the time you put up your hand, I'm already going to squeeze the trigger.
You just put your finger in the trigger. Like in the,
that was the third one he did. The first one, he put his pinky in it, and then the second one, he just grabbed, like, the whole, like, top chamber, whatever it's called. And then the third one, he was like, or, if you're really good, put your finger in the trigger so we can't get to it. And I'm like...
I could do that.
I don't think you're going to be able to move fast enough to do any of that.
I feel like his fourth option would be just like, put it in the barrel.
Yeah. Just a little less damage on my face. Yeah. But I thought that was funny. Once again, I'm not like a super tactical guy.
Super tactical. You just own like 30 knives. Right now,
I'm all about knives.
There's at least 7 knives next to me. And there is an axe right next to me.
It's my camping supplies.
Within 3 inches of me, there is an axe.
Supplies.
Yeah.
So
no, that definitely checks out. And a little robin.
Put the robin on. Okay. That's my daughter's.
Okay.
Anyways,
moving on.
I did good today. I only carried 1 knife though.
That is really.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have carried more than 1. What were your dislikes about the movie? I can see just the one, but I'm not reading.
There's actually 2. I shortened them. So the only thing that I didn't like, and I guess it was just kind of another one of those like pet peeve kind of things, was I guess there was a few things. There was some stuff I just put in my mentions, but first of all, in the beginning when he's cooking the food, the breakfast, and he just throws it away. Who is he cooking the breakfast for?
I would assume himself. Like, in the beginning...
But they all leave together.
Well, he didn't leave together. He takes the bus.
Yeah, but he still walks out of the house the same time they do.
Yeah, which I didn't understand, but...
He just literally cooked the eggs and then just fucking threw them away and then walked outside. And I was like, why did we cook the eggs?
Have you ever just gotten, like, super pissed off or something like that while you're doing something? And then halfway through you doing it, you're just like, I'm done doing this. I'm just going to go be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
I've done that before.
Like, I've cooked food before and get, like, halfway done with it. And then, like, we'll just say my roommates come home with food. They're like, hey, we got your food. And, like, that's happened to me. Like,
well, fuck me.
Yeah, on countless occasions. Like, I spent, like, 2 or 3 hours making lasagna because I really wanted it and I didn't want to buy store-bought. So I made lasagna, and then they came home, and they had stopped at Brahms, and you can just get a bag of burgers for $5, and that's what they did. And I was like, I'll go fuck myself, and threw away like this liquidy soup that was the lasagna that I was halfway done with.
I do not like those burgers, though.
No, but I mean, it's food. And
I guess it's already done. The only other thing I did not like
is
that I
this
actually
the pet peeve?
put in my dislikes. No, this isn't the pet peeve. I'll get into the pet peeves, but after the whole scene where they come to his house and he beats the shit out of all of them, and it's so awesome. He's stabbing dudes, he's shooting dudes.
I feel like I know.
He gets tased.
Yeah, there it is. I knew it.
He just gets tased, and then it's over.
Have you? Let's just.
He's out. I've never been tased. If that's what you're gonna ask.
That's
No.
what I was gonna ask.
It's
not fun.
I've never been like actually tased. I knew a dude in high school that I was at a party one time, and he had a taser, but he had the voltage turned down really low, and he thought it was really funny to just go around and tase people in their arms.
I'd have fucking slapped that kid.
And I got tased in my arm, but all it made me really do was just kind of like. Kind of like that, but it wasn't enough to be like, oh, I'm passing out. It's not even, I understand that being tased would hurt and everything like that, but it's like when you go to the extent of beating up all these people, your adrenaline's pumping, you're kicking ass, and then you just get tased and you're out cold.
Yeah, that
was just not a really cool way to end it. They might as well have done like the classic, like somebody runs up behind him and just hits him with the butt of the gun, and then he gets knocked out. That always pisses me off.
I was going to say, like most action movies, if they want the character alive,
they're
like, well, I mean, he's killed 38 men, but you know what? I've got this, my wife let me use her taser today, so I'm going to just go. And then he's just out. I mean,
He was out, and that made me mad because he was being so badass, and then the taser to the back of the neck just knocked him out. And I mean, he still got away and redeemed himself, and it was cool. That was actually really cool. It was kind of weird, though. There's a fire extinguisher in the trunk of that car, though. I can't say that's a pretty common thing.
I was gonna say it was not a very common thing,
no.
and I don't know.
It was a nice car. I think it was a BMW, so maybe I could see there being one in there.
It was definitely a Beamer, but I can't think of like any car that would come with a fire extinguisher. Shit just didn't make sense to me at all.
Probably really nice cars.
Yeah, no.
Or just, maybe they just put a fire extinguisher in there and he just got lucky. Okay, something else.
Is this a dislike or is this your pet peeve? Because I haven't done my dislikes yet.
This is my... Okay, you go ahead with your dislikes.
Because I feel like we're going to go on a tangent with your pet peeve. We'll see. So, very first one, the taser. It's taser, right there on the top.
It's a big letdown. I understood it. It's just... I don't know. Do something cooler. Shot him with the trank gun. It's like, well, that's unavoidable.
The thing that I did, I wrote that, I just wrote, how the fuck did they not catch the fact that he built a panic room in the basement? I guess when I wrote that, I thought it would be an actual panic room, but he just had like a 3 or 4 inch just steel metal door to block the basement. You would think somebody would catch that, like just see him building something, but that really kind of bugged me.
What bugged you? Like the fact that it was built and you would think somebody would know that it was built?
You would think like the house is just a normal house. There's nothing But do you think like he is just like, you know what? I need a panic room, so let's get a door built in. My wife will never know. Do you think that like...
Oh, you're saying... You would assume that the family would know about that and everything like that.
But they were completely in disbelief about that entire thing.
Well, it looked like... Was there a door whenever he opened the outside? Yeah, because
he opened the door, pulled down the thermostat, and then hit some buttons, and it just shut.
Probably just, you never know. Yeah, I mean, the wife knew what he was doing.
Yeah, but...
So maybe it was there. And maybe she knew, like, he was doing whatever, and she just kind of turned a blind eye to it, because she's like, whatever, I don't think she knew who he was. But I think she knew that he would go and do stuff, but he'd always come back, and that was all she really cared about, is what it seemed like. But throughout the movie, it kind of...
You mentioned it.
Throughout their life, I guess.
The fire extinguisher in the car, not the part that got me. How he survived in the trunk of a car with it being flipped over like that.
It would definitely hurt, but I mean, I think you could survive.
Let's talk about the people inside of the front of the car. That one guy, the lady that just...
The chick that's got the knife in her eye, or face, or skull,
she should have just left it in her shoulder, man.
Yeah, that was intense.
Yeah, one rule about getting cut. If the knife is still in you, leave the knife in
there, yeah. I saw a video the other day of a paramedic that was, like, going over, like, why you should do that, and he had a bag full of, like, red water, and he stuck like 3 pins in it, and there was no leaks, and then he pulls the pins out, and then blood's going everywhere.
Blood is not going anywhere right now if you leave the knife in you. You take it out everywhere.
And if you take it out and then inadvertently somebody pops out of your trunk and sprays fire extinguisher stuff everywhere, and then you flip the car and you could kill yourself, and that knife could get stuck in your eye, apparently.
That's
what we learned from this movie.
That is what I learned from this movie. Also, never carry a fire extinguisher in the trunk of your car. Even in emergencies, just run away from the car if it's on fire.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, do you have a fire extinguisher in your car?
No, but I knew... in high school, I had a friend, and he had a car that he loved to tinker with. Mm-hmm. And...
occasionally caught on fire.
It did catch on fire one time, but he did have a fire extinguisher, so it worked out.
I feel, you know what?
I wouldn't carry one in my car, but I could see how it'd be useful and the benefits of having one.
Now that I think about it, there's two different types.
You're just out and about and you're just trying to find a fire.
There's two different types of fire extinguishers, aren't there? There's the liquid kind and the power.
There's a bunch of different types, actually, but
that's fair.
Yeah.
Do you have one under your sink in there?
No.
Do you not have a fire extinguisher in this house?
No.
That's against so many. Just one, but
it's not against the law.
No, it's not against.
It's against the law. Man law.
No, but like most apartment complexes, like mandate that they provide you with a fire extinguisher in case of a fire.
There may be one.
Remember your neighbor? You know, if they had a fire extinguisher.
That was a grease fire.
Oh my god.
Those people lived in my apartment complex for a total of 2 weeks.
And they caught it on fire. God, that was funny.
It is what it is.
It's not really funny. I was gonna say
I got to leave work early that day, so it was okay.
You did.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is I actually keep dropping my pen. There was these people that we used to go. We went over to their house all the time. They had a camper, and their camper had a fire extinguisher in it. Now that I think about it, and I thought it'd be real
I would definitely
chill.
have one in a camper.
Well,
yeah.
I thought it'd be real chill, just to.
Yeah.
It was so hard to breathe after doing that, and I coated everything.
Never.
It's you've spilled flour, thrown flour.
Yeah.
Just imagine not being able to breathe and tasting flour, and it's just everywhere.
I remember in high school, whenever you'd be sleeping at a party, or not a party, but like a friend's house or whatever, and they were like, "You got
exactly
what they call it, antiqued or whatever." That's what it was called. That's what the people I knew called it. You got antiqued. That's what they did, and they threw flour in your face while you were sleeping.
If somebody ever fell asleep at a party or a friend's house, we just drew dicks on their face with Sharpies or nut checked them. Or if they were a woman,
Just threw flour in my face.
we normally just threw water on them because that was the nicest thing that was
I feel like it's a stupid thing to do, especially if you invite your friends over to your house and then you do it to them. It's like, okay, bathroom's down the hall. Here's a towel to clean your face.
No, he was never at my house. No.
Yeah, we're going to vacuum up the mess now because there's flour everywhere. Like, man, who is that benefiting?
They're like, good. Man, thank goodness. My house is clean. Okay. I had to clean that up.
Yep.
Guys, let's fucking stop. No? Keep going? Okay, I'll just go.
Keep going. That guy fell asleep.
Again, that's why Sharpie, no cleanup. You're the one that...
I feel like I would wake up, though, if somebody drew a penis on my face.
You really think so? You just think like that gentle touch, and you're going to wake
I'm
up.
a pretty light sleeper.
I am too, but I mean...
To an extent. I mean, I can fall asleep in like 20 seconds flat. I usually do. But...
I can't do that. It's like a 2-hour process. Like a soft meditating.
I feel like I push myself to the limit, which is very unhealthy. And then when my head hits the pillow, I am out.
I wish I could do that because like
I am out.
There are those days where I just lay in bed like, do I have to pee or do I not have to pee?
It's like Inception.
And then it's just like, all right, I'm going to bed, don't have to pee. And then I'm like having a dream that I'm peeing, and I'm like, I need to wake up to go pee. I'm gonna do that real quick.
Peeing?
So yeah, that's one of those things. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna ask you, what was your pet peeve?
There was only 2 things.
2
very small things, and they're not even really pet peeves. It was more of just a question. Okay. So he took the bus every day. Everywhere, yeah. Mm-hmm. The bus or the it was a Metro card, which makes me think that it was the subway.
Well,
I don't know. I've never taken a public bus or anything like that, but I have taken, whenever I went to New York City, I did take the subway, and I did have to get a Metro card that looked exactly like that.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe that's what it was. Regardless, that's not...
Well, I was going to say, that one's not bad, because I also had, believe it or not, this same pet peeve, because they were able to hook it up to the thing and just pull up all this...
No, it wasn't that, because you can get... You know, whenever you go to get a Metro card, they'll be like, you can get, the however much money on it, or you can get like this whatever kind.
Yeah, when I was
lasts like for whatever.
We took tour buses when we went to New York.
Never. We took one taxi. I almost got hit by one taxi. We walked everywhere, and then we took a subway to get there and get across town and get back. That was pretty much it. But
we only planned like one event at the end of the night, and then took tour buses everywhere. So by the time we got there, we've already spent 4 hours touring where Spider-Man lives.
Yeah, there you go.
I was happy.
A bunch of superheroes live apparently, but no, my pet peeve was not the card. I understood, that. My pet peeve was at the very end, not the very end. Whenever he tells his family, leave, I got to deal with this. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then he walks outside. Mm-hmm. And then he unlocks a car.
Oh, I know. Oh, God. why did he take the Mustang when he had keys to the
It
other
was a
car?
Challenger. Whose car was that he had the keys to?
It was one of the mobsters that showed up to the house.
Oh,
He showed up. They showed up. The BMW was in front. There was like a Range Rover.
Sense.
And
he
then
was
like
taking their car.
Yeah.
I thought it was his car, and I was like, if you had a car this whole time, why are you taking the bus?
Yeah. No, because I knew that.
I understand it could be cheaper if you're like...
That was my note.
You know, but...
That was one of the distasteful notes that I had. I was like...
I understood, you know. I want the Challenger. That thing's cool. Also, at the same time, I don't know. It'd be cool, but also if you're trying to blend in, that's the most car that's going to stand out. But I that was the one thing. I saw it, and I was like, if you had a car this whole time... Why are you taking the bus and or subway or whatever Monday through Friday?
Yeah, because they had like a Buick Encore, like a tiny little compact...
Mitsubishi Outlander.
That's what it was. It was just the tiniest little SUV that I had ever seen.
Crossover. And
I was just like, there's 4 of you. You could have dropped him off at work after you took the kids to school. Instead, my man's got to spend an hour and a half on a bus to get where he needs to go.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I've rode buses in town. Well, so... When I was...
No.
When
I went to California, I rode the trolley.
Oh, the trolley.
Like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Yeah. I remember because I was super young, too. So I was like so excited because I was like, it's like how Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
I feel like that would just give me motion sickness and with the hills and everything.
There are some serious hills, yeah.
And then you just fucking just jump off to get off, or does it stop? Or like,
no,
why?
It stops, I think. I can't really remember. I was super young. I just remember like it coming towards us, and I was like, "Yay!" And then I remember sitting on it, and it was awesome. And then I remember Disneyland, and I don't really remember anything after that, or Disney World, whichever one's in California.
Disney World, I think.
I think that was in California.
But I was gonna say, whenever my mom taught me, she was just like, "Hey, you can't find a ride? Here's $10. You can get a ticket for the bus, and it'll take you anywhere you need to go." And
for the most part.
For the most part, otherwise you had to walk, and so we did a lot of bus riding and walking, and that is how I learned to get around without a car. Until, of course, I bought my first car, and
bicycle for me.
You see, I had a bicycle, and I would bike to the bus, and then they had the front of it, so you could put your bike on it. But one time I watched one fall off, and the bus just kept going, and I was just like... That's it for me.
Yeah, I don't want to do that again.
Plus, there was one time that I was going to the bus and I was almost late to it, and I flipped off my bike, and I don't know why I did this. Again, young me.
Just eat shit in front of everybody.
You know how you do stupid stuff when you're younger. But
yeah. I still do stupid stuff.
Well, yeah, but not like. So I was carrying a Jones soda bottle, the glass bottles.
Yeah.
It was the only blue cream soda that I enjoyed.
They're really good.
And I had that on my bike, was drinking it, and flipped the bike, and then I crashed, flipped, and I was like putting my hands down to stop. And just a piece of glass went into my hand.
Oh.
And so after that point, I decided to take away the bike and just walk everywhere. But then Heelys, of course.
I was just thinking about that the other day. I want to get a new pair of Heelys.
I can't find any. I looked.
Amazon.
My phone's...
Amazon now. Amazon still sells Heelys and for adults. Let's
just take a brief moment from the podcast to talk about today's sponsor. No one.
But
just look up men's Heelys. Just Heelys.
You know, but they come in. You can get them in like these look funky fresh, dog.
Bro, am I
size? Check this out. 13. That's your boy. He's got big feet.
Are those men $65? Yeah. No.
I mean, they're still shoes and they have wheels. So $65.
And they have probably the best in because you can ruin a pair of Heelys quick.
I've wanted to get a pair for a while now.
Have you ever owned a pair?
Yeah, I used to own a pair back in the day. That's actually how I got this scar on my.
I was gonna say.
I don't know if you remember. They made Heelys where right in the arch of your foot, there was like a plastic piece. Yeah. So we
that's so you could stop.
Grind. No. They my friend had a pair. I didn't actually own a pair. He had a pair, and we wore the same size shoe at the time. But regardless, he had a trailer that he was rebuilding with his dad, and they were welding it and everything like that. But it was just a straight like steel, So it was like the frame. Anyways,
and you went
sitting. Yeah, he was like, oh, I can grind on it. It was like waxing and everything. I was like, oh, dude, let me try. And I got one foot up, and then when the second foot came up, I just fucking cracked my shin. I went foot inside the frame of it, and yeah.
Yeah. No. I think
it hurt.
That was... Because I've two-faced myself twice in my lifetime that I can think of.
One time for me.
And when I like, you just full on, just half of your face is just messed up for a little bit. Flipped the bike going like 20 miles an hour.
And so I got the scars on my hand
and
last
like,
time I did it.
I have my Spider-Man one from that one, from my Healy incident, because I was going like 20 miles. Like the giant reservoir water tunnels that they have in Springfield. There was a couple of them by one of the high schools, won't say which one, that are super wide and like it's like GTA, So I was doing that back and forth, and I just hit a tiny little fucking pebble and ate shit. And like I stopped myself, and like a rock or something went into my wrist, and I was just at that point I retired the Heelys.
I still want a pair. I don't care.
I would definitely do it just to like go to Walmart and just push a cart and just
see. That's what I think too.
Because I know you can't go into the mall anymore with Heelys. They'll roll
Which is
you
bullshit
over.
Because they ride around on Segways.
Yeah, and that pisses me off more than anything. They need their exercise.
But
have you seen a mall cop lately?
They need to.
There's some chunky guys at the mall.
They're not the. Well, that's why they got Segways now. Because they're all good. Paul Blart's at it, and. He can get around just fine.
Could you imagine at our work if they had the Segways? Oh, they would love it. They have bird
at
cannons.
The airport?
Yeah. They have bird cannons, but they don't have Segways.
We work at a smaller airport.
It doesn't matter. We have a
Could
small
you imagine
mall.
Trying to go through security, though, like in a hurry on a Segway?
He's just like zipping
like
around.
The stanchions. No, the stanchions. Just
yeah,
like...
that's what I said. You just go and then
that would be so funny.
And turn and then turn.
Everybody move!
Sir.
Everybody move!
He's going. He's getting it. Do it for the TikTok.
That would be so funny, though.
Yeah.
Okay, the one other thing that was... it was just... I questioned it. The painting.
Yeah, I didn't...
the painting. When he went to the...
and
he got out of the car.
He stole just that one painting. I didn't...
What was up with that painting? I didn't see any significance with the painting. I don't know if that was like a... Easter egg of whatever kind, but
maybe
I didn't understand the painting.
I'm not a criminal justice major, psychology major, not really. But sometimes people take trinkets after they do something, just to keep, like a keepsake, just to remind them.
I guess.
I mean, he kept all that gold that he stole from somebody. I'm assuming.
Yeah, but you know what he didn't do when the place went up in flames? Steal any of that money.
I got that in my notes.
That's literally the only thing I'd change about this movie. Take a little bit of that dough that you set on fire,
Yep. I literally, my dislikes, I didn't like how he burnt all the money. We literally, we were watching this scene, and then he burned it all, and then just simultaneously you just hear...
Both of us just kind of
and then just
through our notebooks.
We immediately went to our notebooks, because... In fairness, though...
The only thing he took was that half-burnt one just to save face to that one guy, and I was like, take like a couple, dude.
Well, I mean, he also had, gold, so, I mean, maybe he had connections to get money. Like, he literally murdered...
I'm assuming, yeah. I mean, and then at the end of the movie, all of a sudden they can buy a house and everything like that. So I'm assuming, he has some way he can get money, or he has money put back. I don't know, but...
He murdered an entire mob of Russian gangsters...
Yeah.
Got booked.
Yeah.
And then he got a phone call during their interview, and he just scot-free, let go, no problems.
He worked for the government.
Exactly my point, though. If you just moral of the story, work for the government so you can kill people legally and get away with it.
Yeah, something else I did.
Or be a police officer. They do it all the time.
We're going to edit that part out.
We will not.
Now that we're back from editing that part out.
You can announce that we've edited it. That's more work.
It's fine. You know that we edited something. That's all you need to know.
We didn't edit anything.
We edited it.
This is just...
We edited it.
This is... I mean, we can talk about the Othello thing if you'd like me to.
No, we're not talking about that either. Regardless... end.
That's not even. It's not. You genuinely questioned why I laughed when he said the word Othello.
Oh yes, I thought that. Yeah, I didn't understand that at all.
So,
what does that mean?
So Shakespeare wrote several plays, as you're aware. He had like The Merchant of Venice. Othello was one of them. The Moor of Venice. Moor was a derogatory word that they used for African American people. Moor.
Why?
A Moor. It was just like, you know, how people...
Moor?
Just Moor.
Oh, okay.
So it was a derogatory word that they used. And in Shakespeare's play Othello, it was all about how Othello fell in love with a white woman, and everybody was like, no, that's not a thing. But Shakespeare, ahead of his time, was like, yes, it's okay. Fine. Regardless, whenever he used the phrase Othello on the black Russian guy, and he called him Othello, and then he just, regardless, Othello, he used it in a derogatory way, and back in that time frame, like, they call just African American people Othello in reference as a derogatory word, or they called him a Moor.
But why that word Moor? I don't understand that. The Othello makes sense. It's from the play or whatever.
But it's the same play. But the entirety of the play was called Othello, the Moor of Venice.
Ah.
So like maybe he was the only black guy in Venice.
Okay.
But regardless of that point, that there was some high-level humor there that I didn't even catch until I was like, Othello. Man, that guy is racist. And then I came into the kitchen for something.
Flew over the top of my head. I
came
had no
back,
idea.
And then just the guy that just
I thought he said,
off.
We watched it with the captions on, as I always do.
Yeah, that's the only reason I noticed
that. Was the only reason I saw it, too, because I thought it was like a name.
It is.
He said, no, but he said something about his dad was in the Olympics or something like that. I thought maybe it was like an Olympic name or something. I didn't know anything about that. But then when you said it after, I thought you said a fellow.
No.
So I was even more confused. Thanks for clearing that up. Now I get it.
Just the Merchant of Venice?
Yeah. Sure.
No, the Moor of Venice. Sorry, don't know. What else do you have? Anything?
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. What would you change about the movie?
That was the only thing I'd change about the movie is the money thing.
The burning money thing.
Why would you not take a little bit of that?
I don't.
That kind of made me mad.
I was actually very flustered by that.
I get it. Maybe it's just like, I don't care, fuck this dude. But I feel like if you're going to burn it, it's the same as just like, it's same face, but you could also just take some, benefit yourself from murdering all those
But if you
people
have like government connections like that, getting money, you could probably just, hey, I need a house. What kind? Did you want a Victorian style or a mansion?
Okay, but if you could get all that money and everything like that, hey, buy a car.
God damn it. Your logic is too sound for me.
Don't take the bus or the train.
Or the trolley.
Or the trolley.
Get some Heelys, Robin.
Or the, what's that called, where the guy's in the front running? What? He's got the...
the little chariot thing that you
people are in the back. What is that called?
I just call them chariots. I mean, kind of though, right?
We're riding the chariot, man.
I mean, kind
of. No,
it's.
I can't remember what they're called, but there is some specific thing. But yeah,
there's a guy on TikTok that does what you're talking about.
But he does the cool jumpy, spinny moves.
I feel like the only way he actually can do those things if he's just got like a hefty boy or a hefty woman back there.
There's a bunch of people back there,
and then he can do those. But yeah, no, I mean. Other than that, what would you rate this movie?
What would I rate this movie? Like I said, it was better than I expected it to be. I'm not going to give it a perfect score just because I don't know. Like I said, it was like if John Wick was an actual just like
everyday normal guy,
and it wasn't like Keanu Reeves.
You took my dog.
who were used to seeing in The Matrix and all these other movies he's been in, like Man of Tai Chi, whatever else. Mm-hmm. Regardless, if it was just your normal last guy you'd ever expect to be able to be like, whoa, he kicked ass. That's what it reminded me of, just kind of that style. But It was, I'm going to say, out of 5, I'm going to give it a solid. We're just going to give it a 4.
Really?
4. No, it's just, let me find the in-between ground here because I didn't think about this. We're going to give it a 4.25 RZA beards because he had a nice little beard going. He also had a nice little beer belly going on, too.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
He's getting old, I understand, but... Hey, man.
You know,
if they're going to make another one, which the ending makes me think that they are going to make another one with the phone call, and this place got a basement, or the wife said, this place got a basement? And then it showed that, the Pops and his other son, riding off to the sunset with all the fucking guns in the back, which I didn't understand at all.
Sometimes you got a job to do.
I think they're going to make another one, but what I want to know is, how long can they keep that going?
The series?
The series, yeah, because
I feel like there's always somebody.
Christopher Lloyd's. Oh, the shit.
He gets killed off in a movie. Boom. Keep the franchise going. Mom comes back to life.
Okay.
Zombie mom.
Rob Odenkirk. Also pretty old. How old is he?
Probably
Bob Odenkirk. Sorry, I keep saying Rob.
I've also called him Rob. Robert.
Yeah.
65.
1962. So he's...
Alexa. Oh, yeah. Okay, Google.
It's not going to pick it up.
It totally did. No? Yeah. Is that a candle?
Is that a candle? He is...
You got this.
59.
Almost 60.
Wow.
He's got plenty of prime.
Wow. I didn't know he was that old.
You got to think, but Samuel L. Jackson's old as shit, but he still does movies.
That's Shaft, bro. He's going to be doing that till he's dead. That's not surprising at all, man.
But Christopher Lloyd has probably tucked away so much money that there's no point, but I mean...
from Back to the Future alone.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Or like My Best Friend the Martian or something like that.
Never saw it.
That was a good movie, but it was also like a 90s movie.
Yeah, was it a Disney movie or Pixar?
I feel like it could have been like a Nickelodeon movie with
that's what I was thinking in the back of my head too, like Flubber. Flubber was
it was a Nickelodeon movie.
I think I have no idea.
No, it definitely was. Yeah, I remember that.
Nickelodeon.
Because Flubber jumped in and did the Nickelodeon splat. So, yeah, definitely checks out. Out of 5, I would, it wasn't the best action movie that we've watched.
I don't think it was supposed to, but that's what I liked about it, is it wasn't too over the top.
I don't want to do it, like, over all-time best. Like, I'm just, this year, out of all the movies that we've watched, I will give it a strong, just a straight-up 4. For Rob Odenkirk beards.
Rob
Zombie. Also...
Very happy he was not in this movie.
It could have been just like, he could have been like one of those thug guys, and then
could have been a bad guy. Yeah.
That's sort of like there's like a really shitty zombie movie that they came out with, and they had the guy from Man vs. Food, the dude with the giant beard. You ever seen Man vs. Food?
No.
I absolutely hate that guy, but I don't hate him. I just don't like his face and how aggressive he is when he talks about food. But regardless of that, they had him as a bad guy, and he got shotgunned in the face, and his head exploded like, the slow-mo that they pop a balloon, like with colored dye. And his head that's what his head did. And I was just fulfilling. Like, nice. Yeah, it was.
Nice.
Because, like, his beard splattered on a window, and that was, like, the only thing left of his face. It was just his giant beard.
I can't say I've seen that.
No, I don't even remember the name of the movie. It was just...
Zombie Strippers.
No.
I'm just kidding. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I guarantee you there probably is
a
zombie movie.
If you've made it to the end of this YouTube video,
thanks.
Or the end of the podcast, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch the YouTube video now. Or don't, but do. And, we have an Instagram. Check it out.
We do have an Instagram. We did an actual, instead of our normal movie review, we did a product review on there recently.
Which you should also check out.
Go check out. Yeah.
It's in our story.
Hopefully.
We'll have more on that later,
We'll have more on that later, yeah.
I'm just going to cut you off with that one. Anyways, we're going to wrap this up. Sorry, apologies. But hopefully you enjoyed our first video episode of our podcast. If you did, Make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube. And if you're just casually following...
Like it, subscribe it.
Yeah.
It would be like everybody else. Smash that like and subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated.
If we can reach 2 likes on this video, Garrett will shave his head.
I'm not going to shave my head. I'll be growing out my hair, actually. Everybody in the video can see.
But yeah, that's going to do it for us. We're going to wrap it up. From Beard and a Half Movie Reviews, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Garrett.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
No gang signs.
I didn't. Anyways.
Been holding that one in the whole time.